Okay.
Hello and welcome to another episode of The Film Angle. As you can see, I'm alone today, unfortunately. So I just want to say, Spider-Man Brand New Day, I didn't really like it. So here's the reason. Oh my God, Spider-Man! I was just gonna say how much I love your new movie. It's. I said I liked it. Okay.
Look, let me grab this mic.
Wait, cool.
Alex might not be here, but Spider-Man is here.
Does Spider-Man sound like that?
Spider-Man sounds like this if you want him to. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Oh no, I think that's X-Men. Wait there.
Oh, this is the 90s show Spider-Man we got on the show today.
Yeah.
Hello, Spider-Man. Are you here to talk about Spider-Man Brand New Day today?
I am. I'm going to ask you something.
Okay.
Have you ever seen Alex and Spider-Man in the same room together?
I know he'd love that because he's a massive fan of Spider-Man, but no, I can't say I have.
Well, guess what?
What? You okay? You struggling? Do you need help?
I need help.
Okay, wow, I'm actually gonna unmask Spider-Man here. A couple stray hairs sticking in there. Oh my God, you're so hairy!
It's me.
It's Alex? Finally here, we can actually talk about Spider-Man Brand New Day. Oh my goodness. Wow, that was a surprise. Wow. Well,
It was me.
all
I am
along.
Spider-Man. The real Spider-Man. Not this Tom Holland phony.
Yeah,
No
no,
phony Tom Holland Spider-Man.
yeah, he didn't put in the work that you did.
He did not. He did not get as fit and healthy as I did. Let me just drink a sip of my beer.
So you took the outfit off, your back was red. Your back is not usually that color.
That is true. All right. I'm here.
Yeah.
What was that you said about Spider-Man New Day?
I
Brand New Day?
yeah, see, can't even remember the title. I might have exaggerated a little bit, but I'm putting my life on the line today because I know everybody. It's even on my feed, and I'm not even like a big, massive fan of this movie. Everyone seems to love Spider-Man Brand New Day.
The biggest domestic opening
Second,
box office weekend of all time.
second,
Just beat Endgame for the weekend. Second biggest opening of all time.
second biggest opening.
Second
Okay.
biggest, but first
So-
biggest opening weekend.
1 billion in like 4 days. 3-4
Has
days.
it hit $1 billion already?
It passed $1 billion in like 4 days.
Bloody hell. Well, we had an episode called, we did Supergirl and Toy Story 5, and we said it's summer cinema off to a bad start. Now we've got The Odyssey and Spider-Man Brand New Day
Okay, yeah.
hitting the money. Now, we're not money people, so I guess that doesn't mean anything really. We want to know if the film is good.
I find box office is interesting, but like
Yeah.
I don't feel like people want to listen to us talk about numbers.
No,
Yeah.
but we're happy that cinema is alive.
yes.
Yeah, so to see The
Yeah.
Odyssey and Brand New Day both coming out within a couple of weeks of each other, both hitting the billion mark. I think Odyssey's on its way still, but it's going to do it.
Yeah.
It's good. It's healthy. It's healthy for cinema.
Yeah, they're hitting multiple demographics. Both movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But is the movie good is the question. So I guess that's what we're going to get into today.
Okay, I'm really excited to talk to you about this because it's been quite a frustrating couple of days trying to
Ooh.
wrestle with my feelings in this
Ooh.
movie, and they haven't changed though since I've seen it.
Okay.
But I'm looking forward to talking to you, someone who's a massive. I know
Am
you're
I?
a massive Spider. You're a huge, massive
What makes
Spider-Man
you say
fan.
this? What makes you say
That's not just the bulge as well. That's private. That's just for me. But no, I'm really excited actually just to hear what you've got to say about the film and like your perspective that you bring is ultimately it's probably comes from a better knowledgeable place than mine does. I've seen all the films. I've engaged with the 90s TV show. I used to love it. Probably didn't follow as much as you, but I loved it when I saw it. So yeah, you just have a little bit of an edge over me. So I'm looking forward to hearing your opinion.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah.
I can't wait to talk to you about my opinion too. Yeah.
Like you said, I'm in the Spider-Man costume. For anybody who isn't watching,
you own a Spider-Man costume.
For anybody who's just an audio listener, the start of this podcast just sounded hectic.
Yeah.
Right? So, yes.
I prefer it when we're hectic.
Yeah, so do I. I'm in a Spider-Man costume. I love Spider-Man. Have done for a long time. This is the second Spider-Man costume I own. Just so you know.
Oh, I thought it's just the one.
No, I used to own like a proper, like Tobey Maguire.
Oh, did it
one.
have like the embossed, like metallic stuff?
It was meant to look like that, but it wasn't like figure hugging.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can show you some pictures. It's very loose on me. It would actually probably fit me all right now. It was back when I was like skin and bone. I had that one.
Skin and bone.
But I wanted the morph suit one, which is what I got now. But I've had this back since my Toys R Us days.
Would you ever get like one of those high quality ones, like a movie quality?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Thing is, I don't wear this that often.
Like it has a separate mask piece that you can peel off.
Like what do I need to wear this for? Do you want to know the last?
I feel like if it was good, if it was a high quality suit, you'd be wearing it all the time.
I'd make effort to like go to Comic Cons and stuff like that for sure. Yeah. Do you want to know? The last time I wore this costume?
No. Of course I do. Yeah.
Me and Em, we went to New York last year. I have a big love of New York.
Yes.
Spider-Man is part of this.
Yeah. Was that like one of the main reasons you went to New York City?
One of the main reasons I fell in love with the city, I would say.
Yeah.
That and Scorsese films. And food and all the other stuff that comes with New York City. So we got there, we landed. We were in a hotel on Times Square. Very nice.
Very nice, yeah.
First morning, wake up, draw the curtains. I go into the bathroom, and I put on this one. Gosh. Em didn't know I'd packed it.
Have you got photos?
I've got photos. If I've got time to edit them in, here they are. Here they are, right here.
So you're just looking after the city.
Yeah, we had a mirror that could play music in the hotel room, so I put on the Sam Raimi Spider-Man music.
Oh wow!
And then I came out in my Spider-Man costume.
Whether she liked it or not.
Whether she liked it or not. So
wow.
That was the last time I wore this. So yeah, this Spider-Man costume has been to New York and has been elevated in Times Square.
So you've upped the sell value exponentially.
Yeah. I don't think I've washed it much either. Anyway, back to the film. We didn't start with the film. I don't think we have spoken about a Spider-Man film on this podcast. We've spoken about Across the Spider-Verse.
Yes. Is that when we went to go see the live orchestral version?
Yes. And did we speak about it as well when it first came out? Have we done like a double on
Yeah,
this?
I mean, like it was definitely
within the last 3-4 years, right?
Oh, we were definitely in the podcast.
We're definitely in the podcast.
Yeah.
So we've probably, and I've done an episode in a Spider-Man costume prior, but that was back when we were audio only.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. So like you definitely.
So I don't know if what I'm saying is like I don't know if we need to do we need to go into the backstories of like. I'm a Spider-Man fan. You're a Spider-Man fan. I probably got the edge because I just was reading a lot of comics when I was specifically young teenager.
Okay, but I didn't read any of the comics. I played the video games a lot. Like religiously played the video games. But no, I haven't read. I wasn't a big comics kid in general, so
yeah, that's fair enough. I remember I got them a lot from the local Saltash library when I first came back.
That's really cool.
To the UK, that was my
support your local library. Yeah?
They're one of those like big compendiums, like where they
like omnibus.
Omnibus.
Yeah.
They'd have like the first like 100 issues. But they were like in black and white, so I read them that way and stuff like that. So
cool.
Yeah,
and then they changed into color later on.
Well, I can't remember if
there's got to be.
I remember they just had like a collection with like the first X amount of comics, and it was a chunky thing. Yeah. Well, I got through it. I've got my own graphic novels and stuff like that. I used to buy stuff when I was in Germany. There was like an American military camp which had like an American store, and I would buy like Spider-Man comics there as well. So and then I did for a little while in my mid-20s, I did go to the local comic book stores and pick up the issue every week.
Yes, I think I've came with you to a couple of those comic book stores before and just seen you like perusing, going, "Oh, they haven't got that one," and you're, yeah, and it's like I have no idea what this guy's talking about.
I
You know,
felt
it's Spider-Man.
I've fallen off the comics a bit, but you know,
Is it just because there's just too many to keep up with, or are they just constant?
yeah, it's
they'll
a cost thing as well. It's a cost thing, and then
it's a bougie
yeah,
hobby.
they're not like $1 anymore. Whenever I imagine they were back in the
space.
60s and 70s. They take up space. So yeah, like I'm well submerged. Yeah, like you said, video games, 90s comic book, 90s TV show, big. That was like my big kind of jump into the world. Then comics. I still keep up with the TV shows. I did the animated one that Disney Plus put out.
Right. Yes.
Quite like it. I think it's pretty good.
Yes. Which one? The new
The Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, I think it's good.
Yes. Is that trying to like reclaim the glory of the 90s show a little bit? Is it trying to riff on that a little bit?
No, it's kind of doing its own.
Is it more kid-oriented? You're not watching like the Spidey.
It's very modern.
It's
almost like a modern. It's almost like trying to be a Tom Holland thing. It's Tom Holland MCU adjacent, but like modernized, and he's very much like we're just doing him in high school now.
Oh, okay.
Whereas and I don't know why so many people love Spider-Man in high school. Because he wasn't in high school for long in the comics.
It's a footnote, is it? Really?
Yeah, I guess like when they revamped back in the early noughties when the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man films came out, they created a universe called the Ultimate Universe, and I think he stayed in school and was a lot younger throughout that.
Because that first Raimi film, he's in school for quite a bit of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he gets out of it in the first film, right?
When I watched that movie back, it doesn't even feel like he's in school. It feels like he's in college.
It's because Tobey Maguire looks about 30.
Everybody in that movie looks about 30. Like, is that school? Yeah.
Anyway, I feel like I'm going way off track here. We should talk about Brand New Day.
Like, yeah, we both really like Spider-Man. Alex has got a lot of experience. I'm sure so many people watching will, everybody has some sort of...
It seems everybody loves Spider-Man.
Yeah, and it's a big part of a lot of people's lives, and hence why it makes $1 billion. It's a steady of all the superheroes. He definitely is the juggernaut, I think, of all of them.
Well, I think that is now you kind of have to say, I think it's confirmed. Like Batman doesn't make $1 billion anymore. Superman definitely didn't make $1 billion.
No,
and now he's beating Avengers money. He is the greatest superhero of all time.
You've won. No, I do love Spider-Man. I guess well, should we just throw ourselves into should we talk a little bit about Tom Holland's version of Spider-Man, the last few films, where we are with those? Because you and I think we're at a different position from each other, even coming into this film.
And we will rank all the Spider-Man films, including the new one, at the end of this episode.
Yes, big ranking.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, phones at the ready with our lists, because I can't remember off the top of my head. Okay, so Homecoming is the first one, obviously. I think it's a pretty solid film. I
really like it.
You really, really like it?
What
are things that you like about that movie?
I really like how they understand the character of Spider-Man to an extent.
Okay.
And everything that has Iron Man, Tony Stark in it. I
don't like the suit.
I like the suit.
You like the suit?
I like the suit.
Yeah.
Red, blue, looks great.
Little tiny spider.
Spider
gets bigger as movies go on.
Spider does get bigger. And it was a drone, I think, as well.
Yeah.
A lot of tech in a spider suit, not my favorite thing. But again, I think this was Marvel being like, we do get what makes Spider-Man Spider-Man.
Sure.
Except that we are beholden to now be like, we have to have him interact with other characters. And in this origin story, Tony Stark is a mentor figure. I don't love that, but I can look past it in that film. This is MCU Spider-Man, and I like it a lot.
Okay.
I like that he fights the Vulture.
Yeah, Michael Keaton. Yeah.
I like all the duality elements there. When that scene where Vulture figures out Peter Parker is Spider-Man.
In the car.
Yeah,
that is a good scene. That's one of those things I always think about.
Iconic.
Which is like such an it's not a big set piece, action piece, right? It's literally a glance in the rearview mirror of a car. And Michael Keaton putting two and two together, which is a lot of fun.
And the lights turn green.
Yeah.
And then he has to decide whether he go to the prom or
fight
the Vulture.
I guess.
I can't remember exactly why he has to leave, but
that to me is like a really core element of Spider-Man, especially my experience with the movies, especially my experience with the video games and stuff like that is him racing against the clock.
Yeah.
Him trying, like, he really is picking one thing over the other thing,
yes.
but he's always trying to do both at once,
yeah.
and ultimately ends up feeling
one suffers because of it. And I think this film does it.
Usually it's personal.
Yeah, like Brand New Day does it as well. It's that classic Spider-Man thing. I think I've mentioned it in other episodes. When his Spider-Man life is going well, his Peter Parker life sucks.
Okay.
When his Peter Parker life is doing well, his Spider-Man life sucks.
I'm excited to see.
You can rarely ever balance the two. And if it does balance, it ain't for long.
Oh, I'm interested to see if you think that works in the new movie or not. Factually, yes, it does. And this is the really controversial take. And again, I'm just going to lose everybody at this point. But the next one, Far From Home, I've only seen that once. I've only seen Homecoming once. So again, it was how I felt at the time, but I really enjoyed Far From Home.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it's not very Spider-Man-y to take him out of New York City and like make him go to Venice and all sorts of different locations. But at this stage, I feel like Spider-Man in the last 20 years has been, so much ground has been covered, and he's been represented the same way so many times, or similar ways, his story so many times, that I was excited to see a villain like Mysterio. Like that, I feel like Jake Gyllenhaal's Mysterio was a very interesting take on that character and brought a different sort of dimension to the villain arcs that we usually see in Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. Somebody who is a bit of a Wizard of Oz, a bit of a showman, and almost like using magic and like sort of villainry to like a political degree. I thought it was like very clever, and I enjoyed that side of it. It hoodwinked me at the moment, and like that was the thing that kept me we're doing something a little bit different.
Yeah. It's goofy. There's fun to be had.
It sucks.
I think it's the worst Spider-Man film, and I really...
It's because he's not in New York.
It's not because of that, because if you think Homecoming, he's in Washington for a good chunk of it.
That's true.
So it's not that he isn't in New York, it's just that the elements of Homecoming that I didn't like, which were the Tony Stark Iron Man, trying to make him like Iron Man Jr. stuff. And Tony Stark's dead in Far From Home.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they double down on it. He doesn't ever escape the shadow. Jon Favreau, even when even at the end where it's like he's becoming his own, he's still creating a Spider-Man suit on Stark Tech. Jon Favreau says something like, you just remind me of him, or something like that. And he's fighting a villain that's also, every villain in every single film, including the new one, is not his villain at the end of the day. It's somebody else's villain. And it's a little bit frustrating. But we won't talk too much about the new film because that probably gets into spoilers.
But is that complaint more something that you bring to it than like someone like me that's just like, I know who Mysterio is as an icon, or like in the Spidey universe, not so much about the backstory and like who he is. So you can almost present anything to me, and I I
mean, technically, Vulture and Mysterio are Spider-Man villains.
Yeah,
but it's just the fact that they're kind of like created in the shadow of Tony Stark, and their beef is more with Tony Stark than it is with Spider-Man.
Okay. Yes. Sorry, that's a good point. Yeah.
And then I just found it just a bit of a romp, and I just didn't really. I don't know. It's trying to be a bit more like comedic and outlandish. And it's doing the thing which it did in the first film, and it worked in the first film, where it's trying to be like an old high school comedy film at the same time as being superhero film.
Yeah, a school vacation film, isn't it?
Yeah, I just think it leans maybe too heavily on the high school comedy stuff. And I just didn't like, it just all felt a little too fleeting for me.
Yeah, okay. I liked it a lot for the reasons I stated.
Yeah.
I love the set piece where Mysterio comes in for the first time, or we start to we see that it's all cameras and projections, and he comes around, and that sort of, it was very Incredibles-y.
Yeah.
Which I thought was quite cool. A lot of like that sort of 1950s propaganda, but put in a modern setting. I thought it was a cool take. And I guess that's where I am. I kind of want to be surprised. If I'm going to watch a Spider-Man film now, I guess I don't want iterations on the same thing.
No. Which I guess in a way they've been pretty good at doing at Marvel.
Okay. So No Way Home.
No Way Home. okay, yeah, obviously there's a lot of nostalgia in No Way Home, but it is different to any Spider-Man film we've seen before.
Sure.
And having seen it very recently, I think it's great.
Okay.
I've rewatched it for the third or fourth time recently. I think it's brilliant. I think the nostalgia is woven into the story really well. I think it tells a really good thematic Spider-Man story. It is kind of like an elongated way of his own origin story, and it's almost them retconning the fact that they haven't done necessarily the best job of that over the last two films, that they almost say like, hey, this is actually the third act of his origin story, and guess what? Aunt May's Uncle Ben, not the other way around.
Yeah, Marisa Tomei.
Yeah, and and it's a film about responsibility. It's a film about sacrifice and owning that sacrifice and owning that responsibility. And I think actually it's a really sweet story. And I think the ending, that final act after where Peter has to make the decision for everybody to forget him, it lands really powerfully. It's really emotional. Now, the one thing I will say about that film is that it was shot during COVID, and you can tell.
Yeah.
It doesn't age particularly well. It looks like it was filmed on a set. No, it doesn't even look like it's filmed on a set. It looks like it's all filmed on green screen. A lot of it.
I mean, what the film deals with thematically and visually, it's going to be CGI everywhere. It's going to be the most heavy of these films.
It just feels the most kind of like we had to work around a lot of the limitations, but at the same time, we're trying to give it a lot of fan service. We're trying to do the nostalgia thing, but it works for me. It works, and I can't say that I wasn't incredibly joyous saying both.
Rejoice!
I love Andrew Garfield. I love Tobey Maguire. I love Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man. I think is like my favorite and remains my favorite iteration of Spider-Man. And Andrew Garfield's probably my favorite kind of. I would say Tobey Maguire's favorite Peter Parker, Andrew Garfield's favorite Spider-Man, and then Tom Holland's balancing both. But he still doesn't hit the upper echelons for me. But he does a very good job in this latest film.
We can agree.
But he does very good in No Way Home. I think it's good. But go on, tell me you hate No Way Home as well.
Well, I only saw it once when it came out, and I didn't like it. There, I didn't love it. I didn't love it, and I think it's when it starts to reek of those things. I'm trying to think of like when I watch the movie, I'm like, right, if I'd never seen any other Spider-Man, what would I think of this? And I'd be just sitting around looking at everybody cheering and being very confused. Now, luckily, I did know everything that I was sort of riffing on.
Yeah.
But I just find it too cute. I've started to see the wheels in motion for something that felt more like a bureaucratic machine, a product of a machine, than an earnest film. And that's like the problem with most of the Marvel films I don't like is the insertions of trying to let's just get the audience on our side. Like I do see it cynically like that.
Yeah.
I do see it just as like a less like a pure way to tell a story, more just like a we got him. We hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah.
Let's say the lines that they know from the other movies. Let's throw in the dialogue. Let's throw in those performances. And just try to get as many like recognizing points as we can. And it just starts it starts to turn a little bit sour in my mouth afterwards. After a while,
there is quite a lot of winky moments.
It's like winking at you all the time.
I don't think it's winking at you all the time, but it is winking at you.
Yeah.
But I disagree with the fact that if you had no knowledge of Spider-Man prior, I think you'd still get it. I don't think you'd cheer, obviously. But I think that's where the story kind of
most of the
weaves them in quite nicely.
The dialogue that comes out of most of the villains' mouths in this film is based on previous interactions or previous beefs with Spider-Man that are based on the knowledge of the people who went to see those movies. I'm not saying that's a problem. I mean, like, you go to see Star Trek 6, like, why are you seeing Star Trek 6? You haven't seen the rest of them.
Yeah.
I understand that, but I really don't see a film that's made by an artist or somebody with a pure vision for a film. I see it as a film made by committee, and in 20 years' time, people will look back and say, "What were the big juggernauts of 2020 or like that era of cinema?" And it will be Spider-Man, just based on like economics. Based like the old Hollywood movies of the 50s, like Titanic, but I feel like they'll look back and it'll be a bit more distasteful, a bit more saccharine, like a bit that's sort of like where we were in terms of like that was the peak of cinema for majority of audiences.
Well,
it worries me a little bit.
But it was a comeback for it was a comeback for the box office.
It was huge
after COVID.
It was like a January release too or something.
December release.
Yeah.
It was a December release. It was at the tail end of COVID.
Yeah,
and it was like it was the film that brought everybody back to the cinema.
I think that's what made me sad.
Yeah, but that doesn't. But it was such a great, joyous moment, and like, and it was a film about like.
Yeah.
About having those people having your back and like learning from one another. It was about a team, a collaborative thing. Having those Spider-Men in there, it was emotional. It was good.
But that's the thing.
It wasn't the only film during that time, but for blockbuster cinema.
Yes. But I never feel like the hand pushing that narrative of union and like friendship, and I don't feel I can see the strings behind it. I don't feel like there's pure intentions behind it. I just feel like it's just tacky a little bit.
Maybe. I get it, because I think each John Watts film, who directed those 3 films, is very different from the last, and it does feel like they didn't truly know.
I will say
they were like, oh, we've got Spider-Man, we need to do something with him. It feels like they're trying to find their footing.
If anything, I can praise it for that.
Now with Brand New Day, that it's like, okay, we've figured out now what audiences want to see. After having such a big
dark
moment.
But not too dark.
yeah, exactly. But like, it felt like this film had the source that the other films were lacking, and like it was kind of like, oh, actually, people want a slightly more grounded, street level Spider-Man. We don't have to do big.
Spider-Man Brand New Day is
exactly.
Is that your favorite then?
I don't know. Not out of the
Tom Hollands.
Out of the Tom Hollands. I don't know.
You're wrestling with it.
I don't know.
Never watch.
It definitely needs another watch.
Okay. Should we get into?
Because when we get to the rankings, I might even put 2 other Tom Holland Spider-Man films.
Wow.
So,
I'm so interested. Oh, yeah.
It's difficult.
It's terrible. I feel like the villain, and so this brings me into going to see this. I actually was quite excited to see Brand New Day.
I wasn't.
You weren't excited?
No, I was.
Yeah, you're thrilled.
So excited.
You're chomping at the bit. You know, seeing.
I could have won this.
You should have.
I should have.
There was somebody dressed.
Somebody did dress as Spider-Man.
You could have fought him.
Yeah, it was Sunday. It wasn't even like opening night.
I'm the real Spider-Man.
I thought about it.
And it was quite cool in there too. Yeah,
it was too cold at times.
You got the nipples out a little bit. So coming into Brand New Day, I was actually excited for it because it had been long enough since the last one. And I'm not. I know I come across cynical towards Marvel, but I do always go into a superhero movie giving it the benefit of the doubt, because I do. When they're entertaining, I do enjoy these films. When they work for me, I do like them.
Yeah, we've both been big superhero fans.
And we've been up and down.
But I think we're both in a period of like superhero fatigue, right?
Yeah, but I'm always willing to give it a shot. Like even Supergirl, I was like, you know what? I'm excited to go see a romp of a movie. I enjoyed Superman. I mean, like. Yeah, I mean, if it's entertaining, that's all I kind of ask for. And so I was quite excited to see Spider-Man. I thought the trailer was really cool. I really thought it gave the impression of a film that was sort of like, with they're using the Spider-Man theme in a propelling way, and you're like having loads of like peripheral little small villains come across. And I thought this was like a movie that was really going to put Spider-Man through the ringer. And I guess that's what the movie's trying to do. It is trying to put him through the ringer. But I'm not really sure if that's the movie I got. The first 20 minutes, I actually really liked this movie for the first 20 minutes.
I think... I was going to say, does it get worse as it goes along? I don't know, but the first half of the film definitely hits harder for me than the second half.
First 20 minutes is the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man thing, and it's kind of like it's New York's recognition of him.
What's the new normal?
Yes, his relationship with just like... Well, he's using work as like a workaholic method, a way of like ignoring something else. And I thought that was kind of interesting. It was like, it wasn't explicit about it. It wasn't like, we all know that time's being, nobody remembers who Peter Parker is anymore. But obviously Peter knows that himself. So he's just
best
working
friend
for his issues.
His best friend doesn't know.
Yeah.
His ex-lover, MJ.
Yeah.
She doesn't know.
Yeah.
So, and he has to deal with that. He has to deal with the fact that he hasn't gone and said to them, hey, Remember me?
He wants to.
He wants to,
He really wants
but he also doesn't want to put them in danger, and he's just trying to see if he can do life without them. It's been 4 years. It was quite the time jump.
Yeah. And it's definitely been on, it's not, he's doing very well at his job, but it's not healthy for him as a person.
Yes.
And I guess that was really cool, and some really great elevated action set pieces at the beginning that kind of had a little bit of visual spunk and a bit of flair to them that I find quite exciting. And then
the first web swinging scene where he swings to the tank.
Some POVs, which are cool, where you like almost hear him breathing.
You go inside the mask at times. It's fantastic. It looks amazing. It's very exhilarating.
It's like there's a POV of him, like, he just his hands when he's like swinging through the air, and it's quite hard to visualize it. So it kind of makes you appreciate that it's hard to be Spider-Man.
Yeah.
It's like it's he makes it look easy, but behind the mask, I thought that was cool. That was different. Different. There's a moment that happens pretty quickly after that where we get I quite liked Thunderbolts, but we get
I think as well we can say this is a very mild spoiler cameo, but it was announced that this character was going to be in it. We're not going into major spoilers right now, but we will in a minute. But I think we can talk about the scene.
Okay, I think so. I think if you're coming to this
first 20 minutes,
yeah, 100%. Yeah, we get, Black Widow comes in, Florence Pugh.
Yelena Belova, Black Widow, not
Scarlett
Johansson. Not Back from the Dead. That would have been a spoiler.
Yeah.
Also,
just both of them.
Neither of them work being in the film.
True. Yeah, so she's permanently imprisoned in a spa, or all spa, for the entirety of this film, and her scenes are just
imprisoned.
Well, she never leaves it.
Well, it's her office. It's her office.
We get about 2 or 3 scenes of her in this film, and she's permanently in the bath. But she, her performance is just basically, she's there to throw in a couple of light comedic moments that are very much like if you took a post-credit scene and put post-credit scenes into the film.
Yeah.
It was very much like that, although Spider-Man getting his toes out was kind of funny.
Yeah, and Tom Holland is like properly ripped in this one.
Oh,
I know he's ripped in all of them, but he's chunky. He's chunky ripped. I actually thought like this was the hottest Tom Holland has been in the Spider-Man film.
There's a
maybe because he's a bit older now.
There's like a lot of
weirder maybe in Homecoming.
There's a lot of like him being like disheveled and like his suit being torn and like him hiding and just like his whole physique is just being stretched out. He's just like
tight.
Yeah. So he really his trainer gets a lot of cred for that, I suppose. So what I was saying there is that scene when we get Yelena and we get that character come back, I feel the momentum hits a wall like a fucking bus hitting the wall.
Yeah.
Like, and then I really think, for me, it struggled to ever get back for me. Once I saw the MCU trappings coming back in considerably and frequently, it became, I was worn down a lot. And I was really trying to keep a wall of going like, just let them do their stuff, enjoy the drama. I don't think the drama gets any room to breathe in this film. I don't feel like I have any time. This movie's not dark enough. I don't think this movie's dark enough. And I don't think that Peter Parker, his dilemma here is that, what we mentioned before, that he's having to deal with the loss of his friends in plain sight, but he's also going through like another stage of like adult puberty. I don't know what you kind of call it.
Spider puberty.
Spider puberty.
He's had these headaches and he wakes up again very early in the film.
The spider
he's cocooned by his own web, and like his senses are on overload. And there is a J. Michael Straczynski Spider-Man comic where it's good, and it also messes with the origin of Spider-Man, where it's kind of like the spider picked Peter for a reason because he's a spider totem. It gets into some kind of mythical stuff, but like it is this further
just being accidental.
Yeah, it does like further this idea, and in the comics, for this brief period of time, he develops organic webbing, which is a thing in the Raimi films, but it's never been a thing in the comics. Never had organic webbing.
It kind of shows it in like a weird pubescent way.
Yes.
Maybe like it's sort of
dribbling out of his wrist.
Like a wet dream coming out of your wrist.
Yes. Yeah. Which they have played with a lot before, I guess.
I mean, like, it's the elephant in the room. I mean,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
shoots webs from his hands. I mean, you have to
Yes.
kind of reference the silliness
Yes.
to get that out of the way to enjoy the character.
But yeah,
understand that.
in this, I think his senses overload in the comics as well. But I was thinking more back to the 90s Spider-Man TV show.
Okay, yeah.
Where he is turning into essentially like a man spider, which is where I thought this film was
What he was
going.
anthropomorphizing into like
He
a
gets-
spider. Yeah.
He gets how many arms he needs to
8.
so 6. He gets 6
He gets-
more arms.
What does his legs count? So does he get 4 more arms?
I'm trying to think of the image of it now. I'll put it on the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's like Paul Atreides.
Yeah,
Okay.
but he does actually like full on turn into like a man spider as well.
Okay, and then gets reversed later on. I don't know.
Yeah, so
Don't spoil it for
Morbius.
anybody.
Morbius is the scientist who is helping him.
Oh, that's what we're building towards.
Yeah. But in this, so this is where I thought the film was going. This film introduces Bruce Banner as somebody who might help him undergo
Yeah.
the kind of reverse transformation. But this is like where you go back to the MCU trappings, and I believe you probably feel that Bruce Banner and the Hulk being in this is probably an MCU trapping as well.
I do recognize that the Hulk is present in some that sort of story is kind of present in some Spider-Man stories before. I think even was one of the videos.
Not even like I said, like it wasn't the Hulk, I guess, in the show. But what I'm trying to say is like it kind of makes sense for him to be somebody that he goes to and says, I think I'm turning into like something's happening. I need to keep it at bay, similar to your own powers. It makes sense thematically for Bruce Banner to be in the film.
Peter's always admired sort of elder
Scientists, yes.
that are like mentors to him.
But it does. What I'm trying to, in a long way, agree with you and say that it doesn't make sense for Yelena to just pop up in this film. It felt like they were just trying to do the thing of like,
Connecting.
why isn't he doing other things in this world? Oh, he's the small potatoes guy, and there's a joke about potatoes a lot.
I think that's more just
Because
trying.
she's Russian.
I think that's one thing. The potatoes thing, they double down on that. I also try to think. I think it's winking at the audience and trying to make the audience feel very smart than they actually are. By going like, "Hey, don't you guys know sitting here? You guys all know about the MCU. You know all the troubles these guys have to face, and you know Spider-Man's troubles aren't small. But hey, it's a little bit."
Yeah.
I
hated that scene. I thought that scene. Again, I agree with you. Completely slowed down the momentum of that opening, which I thought was fantastic. And the other MCU characters in the film that have obviously been advertised, which is the Punisher and the Hulk, they make sense thematically to be in this film. Yelena does not, and Yelena's scene is just like a bit of an MCU. Oh, we have to show that there's other things happening in the world.
Yeah,
and it is annoying. That is a limitation, because all I want as a Spider-Man fan, which is what they're trying to give me in this film, is a street-level Spider-Man film. It doesn't have to be end-of-the-world stakes. I want it to be personal stakes. I want it to be about the duality of Peter Parker and Spider-Man, and they are trying so hard to give me all of that in this film, but they are trapped by the fact that, like, we have had this deal with Marvel to make him part of the MCU. We have to, therefore, we're almost like contractually obliged to add in all these extra elements which actually kind of work against the film.
Yeah.
That being said, I think Yelena's like the only kind of big one that is annoying.
Okay.
If she's not in it that much.
What about the inclusion of?
Are you going to spoil things?
No, I'm not going to spoil it. Okay.
Shall we go into spoilers?
Should we go?
We have to spoil. We have to spoil, but we have to say.
Yes.
What do you want to say?
I was just going to say one thing that's not a spoiler because everybody knows from the trailers. John Bernthal
Punisher.
as the Punisher. I really liked that set piece, his introduction, him following Spider-Man through the streets, chasing after this armored vehicle. I thought it was really cool, and I think the odd couple buddy cop sections of the movie with them two are pretty great. Again, a distraction, too many spinning plates that never really sang for me. In order to, at the end of the film, to really get that payoff that people are really liking. And I think you really liked at the end of the film too, but we'll get to that as well.
I don't know exactly what you're referring to, but...
Just a comedic sweet payoff, I suppose. It's not very big, but like it's...
Yeah. I like John Bernthal as the Punisher. I thought the little one-shot Marvel thing they released in the last month before the film, where it's like just an hour of like Punisher.
You did
tell.
I
thought that was.
Maybe do my homework
I thought
before.
that was crap. Honestly, I thought it was rubbish.
Wait, did you think they just didn't like think many people would see it? It would just not give it as much. Is it like the
I don't
TV
know.
show?
It just like so I watched the Punisher TV show when it was on Netflix, and obviously like all the Netflix stuff that got disbanded for a long time.
Yeah.
Disney then brought back Daredevil and decided to keep that universe being part of the MCU, so therefore brought back Punisher within the first season of Daredevil, and then kind of left him out of the second season.
Mm-hmm.
But they had this 1 hour special on Marvel to kind of, I guess, catch up with where the Punisher is right now. It just didn't move me. It just didn't like feel like we were actually exploring anything interesting with Frank here. It felt like an excuse to kind of let John Bernthal do the whole like, oh, what am I? Oh. Like very grunty, and then like become John Wick for the final half of this special, and it's just like an excuse to be like, yeah, we got the Punisher, and you know what? We're not holding back. We are going to show blood and gore and blah 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 blah. Until he joins the Spider-Man film, where we are 100% going to tone that down. But like, I guess he's more content with being Punisher by the time Spider-Man comes along.
Okay.
But it was shit.
So do you think it serves his story?
No, I think you could join this and be fine with it. I think it's fine. I mean, it's difficult, isn't it? Like, you've not seen any of the Netflix Punisher stuff, but like, you have a general idea of who the Punisher is.
I've seen both of the films that came out in the 90s. I mean, no, one came out in the 90s, one came out in like the early 2000s.
So I guess it's just showing a more lived in New York, isn't it?
Yeah, and kind of, do you know what? I kind of enjoyed watching the movie with just kind of clues to like who he is. It was kind of liberating to watch that character and just be like, oh, I get it.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
I didn't mind that. Yeah.
But yeah, so let's get into spoilers. I did like the film. I think it's very solid.
Mm-hmm. That's what you said when you walked out.
Yeah, I have my gripes with it. I don't think it's perfect. I don't think it's exactly what it wanted to be at times, but I had a lot of fun with it, and I think it's delivering a version of Spider-Man for me that is what I've wanted to see on the big screen and didn't think we'd see again after the last two films. Okay. So I'm happy to see that. I do have a bit of bias. I love Spider-Man, and there were definitely some bits in this which is just that are so Spider-Man-y that it works for me. So that's my overall before we jump into spoilers. What about you?
Wait, there's some moments in the car on the way home that you were like riffing on some ideas or some things that they visually call back to.
Yeah, there's a lot of like recreating comic book covers and stuff like that.
And I have to confess, like I haven't got that bias. I had no idea what you were talking about. I mean, I understood what you were talking about, but I didn't.
It's fan service, that's all.
Exactly. So I guess I didn't have that to cling on to. I think for the duration, I was very bored.
Fair enough.
I yawned a lot.
Yeah.
I think
you do feel its length.
I feel its length. And I think you're right. I think it does want to be I think it wants to be multiple things. Yeah. And it's not mastering any. I do think it does what it does really well in the first 20 minutes. And I think that what the rest of the film suffers from is over explaining itself all the time. Where I really don't feel like, I feel like Peter's telling me how he feels all the time. Everyone else is telling me how they feel all the time. The plot stuff gets really there's a lot of, this is where we're going to go. And there's not actually that. There's a lot of character, but there's not a lot of plot. Like the actual ultimate goal of the film, like the real final set piece, and the barriers kind of facing at the end aren't really that plentiful considering the length of the film. And I just kind of saw where it was going the whole time. So I never really felt like I had enough time with Peter Parker, with his dilemma, with everything going on, where I really felt for him, and really that Tom Holland performance saying, and I see everybody's saying like he's putting a lot of great work on this film.
I think it's his best performance personally.
Yeah, but I don't think the film's helping him.
There is because you're right, it is doing a lot.
Yeah, and
I think he still sings in it though.
You think he sings? Yeah,
I think so.
I never felt that he was really truly burdened and overwhelmed. I really felt like we were going moment to moment. Peter's struggling for a minute, then we'll go back to the other stuff. Like, then we'll go back to him and his friend and the folly of his friendship, the loss of his friendship, the consequences of the last movie are quite forgotten largely of the film.
I
don't think
disagree with that. I disagree
Zendaya
with
gets
that.
some really great. I think she gives some of the best performative moments in this film,
She does,
but she's barely in it. I don't think I think the movie doesn't service her enough.
but I don't think it needs to. But I don't think it's forgotten at all. I think it hangs over the whole film, and maybe it's from watching No Way Home straight into this. There's a lightness to Tom Holland's Peter Parker in No Way Home that is still here in Brand New Day, but he's got such a weight on top of it. I don't know. It feels like the same character, but you could tell he's carrying so much. I think he portrays that really, really well.
I didn't feel the way. I didn't feel the awkwardness that I felt with, say, like Tobey's Peter Parker in Spider-Man 2. And he hasn't lost them. Like his friends were within his grip, but like the dramatic tension is just so much more well realized there. And I don't feel any tension. I don't feel like a ball in my throat. I didn't feel upset. I knew
because
anything can happen now.
Because the film is telling you at the same time that maybe we shouldn't expect things to go exactly reversed how we think it's going to.
Mm-hmm.
I think the film is telling you that. Let's get into spoilers. Let's stop bouncing around it. So, Spider-Man says, spoiler.
Did you say Spider-Man says?
I said Spider-Man says.
Spoiler warning. Okay.
All right. So, all right, let's get into that. The film does not fully reverse the events with his friends, with Zendaya, in the way that we expect it to. It hints that potentially, at the very end, there is a reversal somewhat with Ned, but with Zendaya, with MJ, the film toys with it and even shows you different ways it could happen. Because in the scene where Sadie Sink is mind controlling MJ, you get the moment where
you loved that moment, didn't you?
Yeah, because I thought it was the most heartbreaking moment.
It spelled itself out 10 minutes before it even happened.
But it was still, but because you believe that Tom Holland believed it or Peter Parker believed it, it was heartbreaking.
Have you ever remember the Suspiria remake?
Yeah,
that movie does that trick to you, but you don't know what's going to happen, and it is heartbreaking.
Which one's that?
Where the old man in that film,
yeah,
where he finds his lost love, who apparently died during the Second World War, and
yes,
has been gone, spends a whole 20-minute sequence of having a lovely day in the city, only to be a trick at the end and gets murdered.
Yes,
and you're like, never see it coming. This movie, I'm like, the first time they have a conversation on the roof, I'm like, well, that's obviously not her. It's like the Joker thing in the Joker movie where he meets Zazie Beetz in the lift and she's really nice to him. Like, you would never be nice to that guy.
I thought for a minute...
It could have been more cruel.
I thought for a minute it might have been doing something. I don't know. Anyway, it was cruel. It gives you that moment that you think you're going to get where she's like, oh, I'm starting to remember, I do love you, and they kiss, and they have a moment, and then obviously it's revealed not to be.
Yeah.
But then later in the film, she finds out in a way where he goes off, fights the Hulk, he comes back, she's like, I found this letter that you wrote, and...
Yeah, you dropped the ball.
Yeah, and she's like, what the hell? She's a little bit weirded out by it, and Peter says, like, yeah, I've been wanting to tell you this all along, I'm like, I'm so in love with you, and we used to have this whole thing together. And she turns around and she says, that's all well and good, but I don't know you, so I don't love you because I don't know who you are. I think that's a really mature way.
I agree. I think that's a good part. I think that's a great moment.
And he doesn't go like, wait. He accepts it. He accepts it.
Well,
because he knows he's lost his chance.
Yeah.
And I like that.
But he was never going to. And
but he could have been an absolute incel and been like, well, wait.
wait. He would have been like that in the first film, maybe. He would have been a bit more droidy.
But MJ, I love you.
Yeah.
MJ, no.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, she completely steals that moment. Yeah,
She's fantastic.
I think that's a memorable moment of the film.
She play a great villain.
Yeah, and I do like John Bernthal on the sidelines, kind of being like rooting for them a little bit. I thought it was kind of cute.
Well, because if he ever had a second chance with his wife, who is dead.
Yeah, he recognizes.
He says that in the film, doesn't he? He's like, I wouldn't be running around doing all the shit you're doing if I had a chance with the love of my life again.
That's again, and it didn't even have to say that. It was kind of nice to watch the film not knowing the TV show Punisher stuff and being like, she looks in the cabinet and sees photographs and he's just like, don't look at that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, cool, that's all I need to know.
And it's also a warning, isn't it? It's also a warning of like, somebody killed his wife because of who he is.
Yeah, and that he's on the knife's edge and he can like turn into a horrible person very quickly, and he's just about keeping control of it. I like that sort of stuff, but you're not spelling it out to me all the time, and I that's great.
Yeah, but that's good, isn't it? The film's good in those moments.
That's 10%. The rest of it is just like flashbacks. Oh my goodness.
Flashback.
Oh no.
Oh, okay. There's a few montage bits when he sees MJ kiss somebody else and he swings through the city. And they flash back to some of their moments together.
What about this? But
he's pining after her.
What about the Sadie Sink flashbacks? I felt I was watching
one Sadie Sink flashback.
And it was like Stranger Things season finale. But like, I know she's in there, but like it was very much just like TV show at those moments.
Yeah, did you know? So she has a flashback with her sister.
Yes.
Her sister, her older sister.
Yeah, the ice cream van. That's not an ice cream van.
The actress who plays her older sister is 16. Sadie Sink is 24.
Yeah, she does look...
That's weird, right?
Yeah, yes. Yes. But I believed it.
In the moment, fine.
Dear, oh dear.
I'm just going to turn this light around a bit.
Yeah, look at this. Yeah, I look like... Oh, yeah. Got it. I'm cast in shadow. In fact, I'm cosplaying as Two-Face.
I'll up the exposure and the thing, so it'll be fun.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'm like, this is where the yawns are coming in. I see flashbacks like that.
Flashback was boring.
Yeah.
So we haven't spoken about Sadie Sink and who she is, and I guess the ramifications for the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Did she need to be in the film at all to aid Peter's story?
Yes and no.
Okay. I'd like to hear why, because I'm on the fence. So I would like to.
Sadie Sink plays Jean Grey, who we do know from the X-Men films, a person with telekinesis powers. Now, going into this heavily rumored that she was going to play Jean Grey, I thought, that's weird having an X-Men character as your Spider-Man villain. Doesn't really work for me. But we haven't had loads of female villains in these things, and Spider-Man also doesn't have that many female villains. I guess she doesn't end up being a villain, does she? I was going to say Black Cat's maybe the closest thing, but she's also...
But that's always
an aid as well.
That's just more like I don't know. But you've read the comics. Black Cat to me was always like sort of a horny thing on the side for Spider-Man to get distracted by.
Yes.
More like, oh right, she's getting in the way of my plans again. I have to sort her out, and she might try her best to tempt me, and I'll go, no, I'm a nice pure boy, and then
he does sometimes.
Okay, sometimes okay, but that's my experience.
Yes, yeah, and So, it like, in terms of, it's weird having an X-Men character, yes. This character as almost like an alternate way that Peter Parker could have gone.
Mm-hmm.
Peter Parker lost his aunt in the last film, and his friends and the other Spider-Man in that film obviously gather around him to push him on the right path.
Yeah.
Sadie Sink loses her sister. She has nobody around her to push her on the right path. Now, Peter's in the same place and he has nobody else around him. So both of their stories about having that collective idea of like having people to steer you, to look after you, having a community around you to help keep you on the right path. And obviously by the end of the film, Aunt May plays the Uncle Ben role of like giving her a bit of a life lesson when she's inside of Peter Parker's head. So
I can't remember. I can't tell you a single word that Marissa Tomei says in that scene, in that imaginary scene of them talking.
You're going through a big change.
It was like, I just insert any "Hein in there, baby" poster on your office. Like it was just like, yeah.
But in terms of like it being an interesting villain to balance out the Spider-Man thing, they're both people that realize they need more people around them by the end of the film.
They do try to mirror them.
Yeah. So for me, it makes sense her as a villain. Do I love the fact that it has to be Jean Grey? It feels a little bit like the Marvel machine, like, hey, we got to set up the X-Men. That being said, new director Daniel Destin Cretton?
Yes, he did Shang-Chi.
Yep, Short Term 12, great film.
Mm-hmm.
He said that he wanted, he thought about this villain having these powers and all this kind of stuff before going to Marvel and saying, like, oh, this could be Jean Grey. So it actually wasn't Marvel contractual.
It wasn't a committee decision.
It wasn't a committee decision. It was like, it would make sense for somebody like her to be here. So, yeah, all right, that doesn't really follow any comics that I'm aware of, but that's not the be-all and end-all here. And this is an MCU Spider-Man, which is following a very different kind of track throughout anyway, so it is this thing. So I didn't mind, and I liked her powers. I liked the way they were used.
Did you like the body swapping stuff?
I thought it was great, yeah.
I thought it was a little bit choreography. I thought like people getting like turned into each other's, getting morphed, body swapping into somebody else. It was a little bit like dancers from Diversity a little bit sometimes.
Yes, but how nice was it to see that they were actually doing it?
I know, I'm just saying, it was a little bit goofy for me.
And it allowed as well for the final battle to not actually be like Spider-Man versus Jean Grey.
Yeah, not just throwing shit at each
even
other,
though it kind of went down the same route the Thunderbolts did with its finale.
Oh yeah, like, stop what you're doing. It's all
Enter my mind and I'll save you.
100%, yeah.
So
it did remind me a lot of the ending of Thunderbolts.
But there was a lot of practicality here. So I liked her powers. I liked the fact that it was a practical effect. I liked the fact that a lot of the stunts in this film are practical effects. Spider-Man swinging, obviously not when he's like high up in the skyscrapers and stuff like that. But they're actually like, I don't know if you've seen any of the behind the scenes stuff. There's a lot of videos going around at the moment.
Him on,
they're flinging him around places. You know that in the end bit with the hand in the prison, which they spoil in the trailer.
Yes.
Like that's all practical. It looks fantastic.
But there's no weight to that scene. Why are they?
Why the heck? That was goofy as hell.
Yes.
The hand just worked for the damage control now. Ridiculous.
Yeah, they all stand in the line.
I hated that. I thought that was bad.
I thought it was the beginning of the end. Yeah. No.
That felt like a bloody CW superhero show. Like that was stupid to me.
Yeah, and like, he's doing some cool choreography in that like jail cell scene. When it's But like, the hand aren't anybody in this film. Like, I know they're being controlled by say Sync in like a different room, but like, there's no weight to what he's fighting there. I just like, I mean, it's kind of cool to look at, but I did like the way the choreography reminded me a little bit of like old Spider-Man, like live TV. Do you remember there's like a live action TV show of like Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Or it's very like, guys on nylon string, just like
yeah.
It reminded me a little bit of that, and I actually don't mind the grey daytime tone a little bit more than I thought I was going to like it. It made it look a bit more like a throwback.
Yes, and they did contrast it with having a very bright costume, which I thought.
I like the costume.
I think best costume so far.
Yeah, I like it too. I was like,
I like that it wrinkles.
Yes, it
looks like a costume.
Material, and
I like you can see his eyes just very slightly in some scenes through the the visors.
Yes, I did like that. Actually, yeah.
It looks awkward on his face at times.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Yeah. I was very fatigued by it. I did see you said he had a lot of control, but I did see the hands and the bureaucracy, make sure you put this in. But I do feel like it never really got a chance to really be its own thing. I do think it's 5 movies that it kind of wants to be, and they all kind of get in the way of each other, and I just came out a little bit numb pretty early on.
Yeah.
I did try to fight it. I wasn't trying to be a Mr. Zarfus. I want to have a good time. I want to have a good time with the Spider-Man film. The ending, the credits. I want to talk about the credits that everybody seems to love as well.
I like the credits,
The very end of the materialist Sling Song-esque New York that we get.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh yeah, this movie gets what Spider-Man is, like in terms of like, oh, it's all about New York. I'm like, it's not the movie I saw. Like, those credits don't belong to this movie. They belong to like some sort of really.
It felt like it belongs to past lives, didn't it? So
yeah, or like a really well-made Nancy Meyers movie or something.
Yeah. I will give you that. I liked it because I liked that Spider-Man is supposed to be somewhat of a homage to New York. But again, I don't like the fact that they don't film in New York.
Yeah,
they don't film there.
It's like you just give this to a completely different team.
Yeah, like go film some shots.
Yeah, it's like, oh, give the movie to this team.
Most of it's filmed in Glasgow. It's like, come on. And I know they say there's limitations to why they have to do that.
Well, New York's
because
so
of how
expensive.
Yeah, because of how you can't shut down a street.
Yeah.
The Amazing Spider-Man 2 did it. They filmed majority on location in New York.
Everybody's favorite Spider-Man movie?
Okay, it's not everybody's favorite Spider-Man movie, but like
they went for it.
But I do think you can feel sometimes that like it's not.
They don't do not bother with Atlanta anymore. Is Atlanta still cheap to shoot in? Because I know Atlanta
they
fills
just
in
do
for
it.
New York all the time, doesn't it?
Well, was it filling in for New York?
Well,
is it just
for a lot of movies?
for a lot of movies?
Different
Yeah,
franchises, yeah.
I don't know. I know they come over to the UK all the time now. I think Avengers Doomsday is all filmed in Pinewood Studios,
Pinewood's
isn't
always
it?
been
Yeah.
big for.
I don't think they're doing anything on location.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. It's a shame. I wish they filmed in New York more. I really do, because it's a great city, and it is supposed to be part of Spider-Man. So it would have been nice to have that kind of cinematography that we get in the credits, and have Spider-Man like swinging through that and just like, I don't know, feeling it a bit more. But that being said, this New York is probably the most lived in New York. That being said,
Of all Spider-Man movies?
no, not of all the of the MCU so far.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
It feels like it's got actual
There's an
people
attempt.
living in it. That being said, Sadie Sink commits like 2 9/11s in this film. I don't know if they kill anybody, but like if a tank was going through a street shooting at buildings, you'd be like, this is a pretty like monumental terror attack at this point, and there's like 2 within the week.
It's a bit of a big overreaction for grief.
And we let her get away at the end. Now, people say technically she doesn't kill anybody. And obviously, they do emphasize on Spider-Man saving people in it. There was one scene that really irked me a bit. And do you know when she's like, she's talking to Peter and she's saying, like, I know your identity now. And she's going through different people and doing it.
And she's in like some loft space or something like that.
Yeah, while she's doing it. And she hit, and while she's changing into these different people to taunt him, she taints? She jumps into this like old guy who walks backwards onto the street. She lifts her arm in the air, and he gets hit by a taxi.
Yeah, and she sort of smiles.
Spider-Man doesn't even react.
She like smiles in glee.
Yeah, Spider-Man doesn't. You don't see Spider-Man jump to like save that guy, try to pull him back. He just lets that guy be hit by a taxi, and then he swings off.
I think it's
that annoyed me.
It's implied that he's just too physically far away from to do it, but then like, I don't know.
He doesn't seem even irked by it. He almost just lets it happen.
Is that maybe that's a good thing to revisit? Is that maybe a good character point? Is that something?
No, I think it's a mistake. Either they filmed something where he does react to it, but they've cut it out, or they just forgot. Just doesn't feel right, because at the start of the film, Carl nearly hits a kid as they're doing the tank stuff, and he actively jumps.
Is he torn between another doing something else in that scene? Is he like, could he go somewhere?
He has to go and get MJ.
Right,
but
he just pauses and goes, "As a brain fart," and lets the guy die.
Wow, yeah, I don't even know if he's dead. Maybe the taxi wasn't going fast enough to kill him. But like some kind of like acknowledgement that the guy was okay, because I kept thinking like, why did he just let that guy die?
They just threw a couple of webs to make him land.
Yeah,
something like that, or
Spider-Man just let that guy die, and I know that's like a tiny moment, but it really took me out for a minute.
It's against the type of his usual.
It took me out.
Yeah,
I appreciate we're going on very long. How long have we been recording? We're already in the hour mark.
Okay.
It might not, but I want to talk about one thing that we haven't touched on at all.
That's true. Yeah.
Which is the Spider-Man Hulk action scene.
Your favorite moment of the film?
I'm a fan of the Hulk, and I don't think the MCU. I think like it's an interesting take on the Hulk that they've been doing, and I really like Mark Ruffalo as Bruce Banner. But like we haven't seen Hulk out in the way that you would expect to. He's got a handle on it. And he's had a handle on it for a long time now.
The first Avengers movie, he's just like he's weaponized. His anger is just weaponized.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good version of the Hulk.
Yeah.
I like that, but I feel like we haven't seen that since. Obviously, they send him up to space. He does gladiator battles and stuff like that, and Thor, whatever.
Yeah.
But like,
I don't like him when he's in that middle
it's
mode.
just been a while. It's been a while since we've seen that, and to treat the Hulk as like when he's actually hulking out as the Savage Hulk and not the Smart Hulk, like to actually be quite scary.
Do you think it's scary?
I think both Spider-Man and Punisher don't know how to deal with him in that moment. Because he's this huge hulking mess.
Absorbs bullets.
He absorbs bullets. When Punisher comes out and shoots him, he's just like screaming in his face at the same time. Hilarious.
That was quite funny.
Whether it was meant to be or not, I don't know. But they do, like Spider-Man is on the run from him. He's trying his best to figure it out, but he's just this big hulk of anger, and like I don't know, he's crashing through the building. I think they just treated it really well, and seeing Spider-Man fight the Hulk, I was into that.
Okay,
I thought the action was cool.
I do agree. I do like the Punisher. I do like the CCTV shot of him and Spider-Man having a little bit of a tiff in the hallway while Bruce is losing his shit. I do quite like that. Yeah, I'll say I did enjoy parts of that scene, but again, I'm not surprised that the Hulk hulks out. I know we don't see it that much, but like, you know, I wasn't that thrilled by it. Again, maybe I was a little bit turned off by the time we got there.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
to
yeah.
kind of like suddenly I'm back in again.
Yeah, I guess for me it was like it's a good use of saying this is a New York full of superheroes. If you need to open a big door and you can jump into people's minds,
Don't live in New York City.
go jump into Bruce Banner's mind, turn him into the Hulk, and get him to open a door for you.
Yeah.
I like that as a thing. Obviously, you know, and then back to the Hulk, and you've almost like let off this nuclear bomb inside of a building that you don't know that you don't know what to do with. And maybe nuclear bomb's not the right way. Like a bull in a china shop. You know, like, oh shit, what have I unleashed?
I guess I didn't feel the tension of the people that like were in harm. You know, the people who are like behind the lock safe, the people that work for like that bureau of like disaster control, and like because I thought they were all wet blankets in this film, and like it's nothing like, you know, when Peter's trying to protect Aunt May in Spider-Man 2 from like a Doc Ock in the bank, and I'm like, she's a sweet old lady. I really don't want her to get hurt right now, and that really like irks me. I don't feel that sort of passion towards any of these peripheral characters. I quite like the commissioner, the head of the police.
The detective.
She's a detective, like a chief detective.
She's she is DeWolf.
DeWolf. I did like her little relationship with Spider-Man in the early parts of the film, and I thought like them back and forward was really cool, and kind of like a bit of a throwback to like a TV animated show.
Yes. Does laugh off like Spider-Man having a mass surveillance system, which I didn't love.
Yeah.
That's been pointed out quite a lot on the internet now.
Yeah. But it was like I did like her kind of being more patient with his, like, you know, other versions of this were like one mistake and like, suddenly you're an asshole, Spider-Man. But she's like, yeah, like, I get it. You got these powers and you can fuck up sometimes, and like, just try not to fuck up too much.
Yeah.
So I did like her, but they faded her out a little bit as it went on too.
Yes. Yeah, it might have been interesting to have her play a bigger role potentially, especially as he's figuring out his new arachnid powers and trying to suppress them and all that kind of stuff. That went nowhere. That was another thing that annoyed me, was like that kind of went nowhere by the end. It's like
it wasn't really a threat to him.
No, he embraces it in that final fight scene, and then like what? So he's not. I mean, I know this is a stupid like fan service thing, but like he's not going to turn to man spider.
Yeah, be weird.
Yeah, like have him Hulk out as a giant spider. Yeah. I thought they were going to do that maybe during the Hulk scene, but I think I'd seen the writing on the wall by that point. I was like, doesn't look like they're doing that with this.
Or
but like, then what?
A way to make it look.
Yeah. So what are they doing with it? Is that something that's going to get touched on in the next film?
I think they just kind of like, again, everybody gets advice in the film being like, well, maybe you should just kind of let it control you, and like maybe you should just see where this goes. And it is like an allegory for growing up. But I just don't feel like it's touched on well enough. I don't feel like it's well realized. The idea is there, and the decision to talk about it's there, but they don't know where to land it, and then it just sort of like fizzles.
Yeah, it does feel like there's a lot left.
There's a lot of it. There actually is a lot going on in this film. Like I said at the beginning, there's not. There actually is a lot going on.
There is a lot going on. There is a lot,
but it's a lot of pickups and drops, and that's the thing for me. It's a frustrating little film. I can't.
I need to watch it again.
Bad film. But at best I can say it's okay, and
I like it.
It frustrated me.
I like it because it was giving me a lot of things that I've wanted to see for a long time. I thought it was some of the best action that we've seen.
Best action spider.
Best action. There were some of the best action scenes we've seen in a Spider-Man film. Yeah. I liked the way that the suit felt real, and it felt real within those action scenes. It was kind of like the Spider-Man I've wanted to see for a long time.
That's good.
But it still had the MCU-ness attached that like doesn't work for me, but it almost like has to be at this point, annoyingly.
Yeah.
So like it's frustrating. It's a film where like I think
because it can just stand on its own 2 feet. It doesn't need any other external element coming in.
Yeah, I just feel like when you think about like the Spider-Verse films, the animated ones, and how character-driven they are in big moments,
self-contained. Even when we're going multiverse, it's contained to its own mythology. Yeah.
Like they just get the character stuff so well. And
It's hard going up against the animated films now, isn't it? Because
it is.
they're so visually masterfully directed. Because it's animated, they can do anything they want with the frame and visually, and it's hard
they're
for live action to live up to that. Yeah,
They're telling big stories that I don't want this Spider-Man to go on.
it would look ugly if they
I
did
don't
it
want
this
him to
way.
do it. I want him to be a street level Spider-Man. But yeah, there's a few bits in the second half of this film that I'm like, I don't know if I love that. I don't know. So like, it is frustrating.
But there are moments you really loved, and they carried you kind of through it.
Yeah. My bias towards Spider-Man made me enjoy the film more. That being said, I did have quite high expectations for this film, and I don't think they were fully met. But I did like the film. I like the film. I really want to see it again. If I wasn't going on holiday next week, I think I'd go watch it again right now. And I think when I return, I might go see it again because I
see it in German.
Because there's a lot of there's just like a lot of expectation sometimes as a Spider-Man fan, and it's been 5 years since the last one. And don't get me wrong, I'm living in a world where we are not ever going to have a decade without a Spider-Man film. Contractually, Sony have to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm always going to have a Spider-Man film to look forward to. So, like, there's chances for this. But when I came out of Far From Home, I thought, shit, I guess they're not making Spider-Man films for me anymore. This felt like they were starting to make Spider-Man films for me again.
Okay.
All right? So, like, I don't know. It's like, it's so close to being exactly what I want it to be.
What I will say...
But I am a specific Spider-Man fan as well, I guess.
That's true. I mean, I will say that even though I largely would say I'm more of a thumbs down on this whole iteration of Spider-Man, I will give all 4 movies credit for trying to partisan themselves from each other. Like they
are.
They are. I can distinctly like point out the flavors in each one of them. That they are different. So I'll give it credit for that, for not trying to keep sterile.
Yeah. Though I would like the next one not to stray too far from this one.
The end credits might suggest.
So the end credits
geographically, that might happen,
yeah. All right. So, but here's the theory.
I don't know.
Right?
I don't know what it was.
Spider Tracker tracking Spider-Man. That's the end credit scene.
Yeah.
It tracks him in space.
Yeah. Very sophisticated app that his friend has made.
Yeah. I don't think that's referring to Tom Holland's Spider-Man.
Okay.
I think Tobey Maguire
it's like
Spider-Man.
A Fantastic Four thing. Where
I think Tobey Maguire Spider-Man will be in Doomsday or Secret Wars or one of them. And I think that's it's his universe, having what do they call it, incursions or something now?
Oh yeah, it's like a rift is opened and something.
So I think it's maybe referring to another Spider-Man. I don't think it's referring to Tom Holland's Spider-Man. And I think that's more of a like, if he does join up with the Avengers, obviously that'll be another thing.
Do you not think though, like once you've done a No Way Home, it does just kill stakes for the series in general, where it's just like anything can happen. Anything.
Yeah, I think they will kill Tom Holland's Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Well, saying that, they kind of faked out a few times now, haven't they? Maybe they can't now. They faked out twice on killing Tom Holland's Spider-Man. Obviously, at the end of this film, he gets accidentally shot by Spider-Man, by Punisher.
In the back, yeah.
And you get him wearing a Spider-Man mask, grunting at the end, which was quite funny.
That's why I was saying earlier on about you liking the emotional, sweet payoff of Punisher being nice and sweet.
And Peter Parker being able to enjoy the love for Spider-Man from like a different POV as well.
I did like it, like he's the only person walking out at the hospital and like battered the shit out of, and he's the physique of Spider-Man, and everybody's just looking at the guy in the window.
Because he got a mask.
Finally, look at me. No, I just like, okay.
So, yeah. I don't know. I just want them to keep doing this. I want them to keep doing it this way. But better.
Yeah. You think that there's just one more little stab to...
Yeah, I think one more Spider-Man Tom Holland film, street level, give us what we want, very comic booky, small stakes, not crazy, or emotional, big emotional stakes. Then bring in Miles Morales. I think it's time. Not the next film, but the film after.
Okay. Yeah.
That's the end of this new trilogy of Spider-Man films. He should be passing the baton at the end of it. And in the Ultimate Universe, he does that by dying.
Wow. Okay. So the sort of insight into where you would like the series to go.
But in the games, they do a very good job of him mentoring the new Spider-Man. So, maybe they'll do it that way instead.
That's so interesting. Yeah, I mean, they can do anything they want to. Yeah. There you go. That's Spider-Man.
We've exhausted our Spider-Man here a bit, but we have got rankings.
We have got rankings, but I don't think we're going to talk about our justification.
No, let's speed into it. Well, not I don't need.
I feel like
don't need to rush it.
I feel like most of you guys watching will, if you're watching this episode, I think it's very likely that you've probably seen 80% of all of these films.
Wow, I mean, the world seems to have watched all the Spider-Man films now, haven't they?
Exactly. So
I'm surprised I can use this with my gloves on.
I think we're just gonna I think you just say all of yours first, or I say all of mine first. Do it that way instead of turn taking. I think that's probably better.
Yep, that's fine by me. Let me just.
I got to get a live reaction of your face of horror or disgust.
Yep.
For your friend.
Go on then. You do yours.
You want me to go first? Because,
I've got the
right. The definitive list has to go at the end.
Definitive list at the end.
Okay, fair enough. Right. I'm going to go from worst to best.
Okay.
So I got this right. 11 movies on my list?
1, 2, 3, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yes, 11, because we're including the 2 animated.
I would have completely written off my criticism earlier.
Yep.
Okay, so number 11, I am going The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen that movie once, and I thought it was a corny mess. Okay. Number 10.
I don't mind it, personally. It's lower down on my list, but I actually don't mind it as a film. I think it's okay.
Paul Giamatti's Rhino just
I am the lion.
Grained into my memory. Then it is The Amazing Spider-Man. After that, I think it is trying to do the Doc Ock 3-dimensional villain thing with Chris Evans as what would we call, what's his villain called again?
The Lizard.
The Lizard. Okay.
Kurt Connors, the Lizard.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ben, it's also trying to do that thing that was happening back then, which was the Dark Knight was, how do we tell this gritty and realistic?
But he's also the most jokey Spider-Man, and I feel like all the jokes are a little bit flat.
Yeah, but he's not supposed to be cool. His quips are supposed to be annoying.
That's true. Just, yeah. Okay. Then I went for number 9. I went Spider-Man No Way Home. Oh, yeah. I know it's going against consensus. I find it, I don't love that movie. Then it's Spider-Man Brand New Day. And then number 7 for me is Homecoming.
So you did prefer Homecoming then?
Oh yeah. I feel like it's so inoffensive. That's the problem. It's just so inoffensive that it's not interesting, but it does the job for me. That's for me.
Okay.
And then number 6 is the controversial take. I've coupled all the Tom Hollands together. Is Far From Home. I do like the villain stuff going on with that one. Number 5, Spider-Man 3. I think overhated. I really enjoyed that film every time I watch it. I think it's got some weird swings in it. I'm like, well, at least they're weird swings and I enjoy them. And the stuff that does work really works.
I love being in that world as well.
It's a really cool elevation of what Raimi already set up in those other 2 films.
It's very hated upon because it is the worst of the Raimi films. But God, it's still so good.
Yeah.
Still so good.
Everything else coming up now, the top 4, I think, are fantastic films.
Okay.
So number 4, Across the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
I went for I think it is a part 2, and it feels very much like a part 2. I would really struggle just going to stick this movie on as a self-contained movie without feeling like watching part 1 is an obligation. It kind of feels a little bit like that to me, even though I think the movie's fantastic.
Yeah. I almost go the other way, and I find it difficult to put on. Well, no, I don't actually find it that difficult to put on, but I need the second part of this film to be able to fully realize what I think of it. I think that being said, we've seen it so many times now, and we saw obviously with the music live that actually you'll find out in a minute where it plays it, but I think it was one of the best.
Okay, cool. I think the parental stuff is the best of all the Spider-Man movies.
So good.
Really cool.
Just that opening with Gwen Stacy, in the the watercolor world, and the music.
And the first Into Spider-Verse is very much Miles' dad, him and his dad sort of movie in terms of their parental relationship, and this one's more about his mother, which I thought she added some really great moments.
Yeah.
Okay, and then number 3 was the first Sam Raimi Spider-Man film.
Yep.
I just think it's so. I watched it in a hotel a few months ago because it was just on. I'm like, still is even as good as I remember.
Yeah.
It holds up very well, even though being a little bit visually a bit more janky because of its age. Number 2, Into the Spider-Verse. I think it's incredible.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to rewatch it again. And number 1, Spider-Man 2. I've referenced it a couple of times during the review for the film there. I think it is still the linchpin and the benchmark for pretty much every superhero movie that I like. I hold every super film in like regard to this film. So I think it's dramatic. I think it's funny. I think it's got so much cool visual ideas. The Danny Elfman score, the drama, everything works in this movie for me. And every time I watch it, it's one of the only superhero movies that kind of like solicits a tear from me at some point in the movie. I think it's the best Spider-Man film. Yeah.
It's funny, our lists aren't actually that dissimilar.
Okay.
But I think just
considering our takes,
mine just goes from bad to I like this.
two of them are bad and the rest are like I like this. Yeah.
Maybe the last one is the only one I think.
And the one that I put like midway.
Yeah.
Okay. So number
let's
11,
hear
the definitive.
Number 11, Spider-Man: Far From Home. I don't like it. I don't like rewatching it. And I love rewatching Spider-Man films.
As a Spider-Man fan, that it makes sense. I get it.
Yeah, I'm not one I'm drawn to. And whenever I do the Tom Holland, if I do a rewatch of the Tom Holland films, I find that one just such a chore to get through. So
okay.
Then my number 10 would be The Amazing Spider-Man. Loved it at the time because I was of an age where I was like, number 1, I'd loved Andrew Garfield. I loved his spiel at Comic-Con, where he came in costume and then like took his mask off pretending to ask a question and then went on this whole thing about what Spider-Man meant to him. And I think that truly bleeds through his interpretation. Like he really is going for something.
So
he loves Spider-Man.
Was anticlimactic because
but yeah,
the promise was there so much.
It's trapped in that kind of like Sony not knowing what to do in that era, and everything's like blue and techie and just not for me.
Yeah.
The Amazing Spider-Man 2, I think, they're trying to go more comic booky. It kind of works. So that's my number 9. I do enjoy, it feels like a Spider-Man film, but they're very interested in Peter's parents, and you can tell they really want to like not be thinking. They want you to not think this is a full-blown reboot of the Raimi films. They're trying to do something different, but like in doing so, they're just looking at aspects that just aren't interesting to the character.
There's a lot of villains as well.
Yeah. Oh. Then what was that? 11, 10, 9, 8. So at the moment, and these are interchangeable, at the moment I've got Spider-Man No Way Home. I really like this one.
Okay, that's actually, wow. I feel really safe. Right now.
Yeah, like I do really like it. I don't think it's the best looking of the Spider-Man films, but like I think thematically it's playing with some really interesting stuff.
I'm very surprised.
And then after that, I've got Brand New Day, but I'm saying it's interchangeable because like I felt more emotionally moved by No Way Home, but I think if I watch Brand New Day again, I think it will creep up the list.
Oh, you think it'll get better?
I think it will get better on rewatch potentially, but we'll see. Then, so was that 7 now? No, 6 now. Spider-Man 3, love it. Just love it. I think it's great. Worst of the Raimi films, but I think it's so much fun.
I thought it'd be higher.
Well, I was thinking this, but I only rate. So when I was going back through my Letterboxd reviews, I rate Spider-Man 3 or 4. I think it is a 4-star film.
I'm at a 3.5.
I think Spider-Man 3 is a 4-star film, and you know what I rate a 4.5-star film? Spider-Man: Homecoming.
That's the next jump.
Wow. I think yeah. So that's my next one. That's number 5. I think it's a lot of fun. I think it gets what makes Spider-Man Spider-Man, but then obviously there are the elements of it which are not huge parts of the film, but they are irritating to me. Number 4, just love it. Spider-Man, the original Spider-Man film, just Sam Raimi introducing you to that world. Spider-Man 2 obviously does it better, but like it just sets the tone. Gives you a decent origin story.
Yeah.
Love Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin, and just like I think he's a fantastic villain. Yes, he looks like a Power Ranger. I don't care. I think he looks cool. Number 3, I've got the first Spider-Verse movie. So that is Into the Spider-Verse.
Okay.
Yep. A film about what it means to be Spider-Man, told in a big kind of funky, grandiose way.
I underestimate how surprising it was at the time. As well.
Yeah. And grew on me as well, actually.
Yeah?
Really, really grew on me. And then 2, which I sometimes could swap into an Across, but I think I've seen Across so many times now. I think it's just such an exciting film. But Spider-Man Across Spider-Verse, and like seeing it with the live orchestra there the other year, I just think like I get chills throughout that whole film. I feel like I'm like on the verge of tears throughout the whole film because it's such a love letter to Spider-Man.
The movie is so propulsive, isn't it?
Yeah.
It feels like you're on like a train that's just derailed and can't stop until it does just crash into a wall at the end.
It's such a love letter to what it is to be Spider-Man. It's not even a film about
This movie could have been that.
It could have been that.
Yeah.
It could have been that. And this film's not even about a Peter Parker Spider-Man. It's not even about the Spider-Man that I relate to most. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it.
I do love Miles, though. And then number 1, Spider-Man 2. Saw it again recently in the cinema. Do you remember that? It had like a re-release.
Did we go see it the same day? Same night?
Maybe.
In different cinemas.
Yeah, different cinemas at the time. But like, I'd never seen it on the big screen. I'd only seen it as a bootleg DVD to begin with.
I saw it when I was a kid in 2004 with my grandmother.
And yeah, it's just the best Spider-Man film, no doubt about it. And I was welling up throughout. I think it just tells an incredible story. It's simple, it's funny. I think this is what Brand New Day maybe didn't do, which I think it was trying to do. And maybe like the Holland films prior to Brand New Day do better, which is like, they are quite funny in places. They are quite comedic films. Brand New Day tries to do some funny stuff with the duality thing that Raimi gets perfectly right. Doesn't quite work here. And I wanted Spider-Man Brand New Day to just be a little bit funnier when it was trying to be funny.
You said one word there that really actually just stood out to me. Simple. Like, Spider-Man 2 is so simple.
So simple.
And
the Aunt May scene, you know, where she's like cleaning out her house.
That's the first movie.
No, in the first movie,
deliver us
from me.
Oh,
finish it.
You know, so not her house. She's hiding. You mean the bank building?
No. She's selling her house. She's clearing it out. She's like, young Henry down the street loves Spider-Man, and you're like, she's kind of winking to the fact that she might know.
Yeah, it's incredible.
But
such a great
so
scene.
good.
There's
a hero in all of us.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do.
She's got her flannel shirt on, and like, oh yeah, it's great.
Have you ever been to like church recently, and they do like the Lord's Prayer? Like,
I'm from Northern Ireland. I went to church all the time, and I hated it. Yes,
I can't get through the Lord's Prayer because that line where they're just like, "Give us a day our daily bread,
deliver us from evil."
Yeah. And I think of that scene every time. I think of Green Goblin. Finish it.
You just start getting the giggles, do you?
Yeah. So good. His eyes. That's such a. I love that scene so much. Raimi's got so many of those scenes which are just so corny and great.
I love the scene in that first movie with the burning building, and he's pretending to be like in the robes. Is he trying to be like a little child?
Yeah. No, he's trying to be an old lady.
And he turns around just the Green Goblin. Yeah. It's great stuff. Yeah.
Every Spider-Man film has somebody throwing like morning stars at him, don't they? Or some kind of blades.
Oh yeah, like something spinning with Yeah, it's even in this one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
There you go.
It looks good when his suit is sliced and he's got.
It does.
It makes him look vulnerable. Yeah,
it does. It does.
I like an exposed eye or something like that.
Yeah, cool. It does.
But I think we've covered.
Yeah, we have been quite exhaustive on Spider-Man tonight, which is funny because I was a little bit worried going into this. I was like, I kind of like it, and the bits I don't like. I don't know how much I can talk about this, but I feel like we've spoken about quite a lot.
Yeah. It's good to get the feelings out there a little bit, and you still don't hit me. Do you? Hit me?
Jury's out.
Jury's out. I mean, that was before even Spider-Man, to be honest. The jury was out.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's it. Well, I like you, and I like your love for Spider-Man, and you know,
I like you too.
Thank you. I'm not jaded. I will still look forward to the next time we go see Tom Holland on the screen, Spider-Man, and I'll always give it a fair shake. I'm not like, this movie's trash, this movie's shit. It just frustrated me, and because I saw the promise at the very beginning, and I lost the will after a while, but we've been over that, so that's how we feel. Everybody else seems to love it, mostly.
I like it quite a bit, I think. I need to watch it again. I'm going to watch it again.
Yeah, I hope you get the time to see it. It's going to be playing for weeks anyway. So
and next year, shall we? We'll sit like this again, and we'll do Spider-Verse 3.
Yeah, maybe I'll get Spider-Man outfit. Maybe I'll get like some sort of variant.
Maybe you could do the Miles Morales one.
Yeah, or it could be like, I don't know, did the like Shocker or something like that? They got, yeah,
Shocker.
no, like, I don't know.
You have kind of got like Norman Osborn hair.
So I'll be his version of the Goblin.
Yeah, like you're close to having like the cornrows.
Okay, yeah, I've seen the
There's
comic.
the
That was like one of the first things you said to me. Yeah.
You look like Norman Osborn.
I said, "Hi, my name is Tommy."
All right, we should probably leave it.
It has ran its course.
It's ran its course. Love talking about Spider-Man.
Yeah, me too,
even
buddy.
if you don't like it. It was a good time. I'm going on holiday, so it might be a week or two break before we see you again. But we will see you again, which is the main thing. So go follow us on Instagram and TikTok at The Film Angle. We're on YouTube. Like and subscribe. We're on Spotify. You can rate us there. We're on Apple Podcasts. You can rate and review us. It will help. Please help us. Well, that's it for the episode.
Until next time.
We'll
be here sweating in our camp chairs to tell you about the next film.
Spider-Man out.
There he goes. He's on the floor.
I'm in the sky.
Oh my god. See you later.